The sounds and smells of spring are in the air. For Soda Springs, the birds are breaking out of their nest and taking to the field for some good old baseball and softball. If you listen close, you can hear it. Baseball and softball in the Idaho Rocky Mountains can be as unpredictable as the weather, but the hopes of a strong season are high for the Cardinals of Soda Springs as they pursue a trip to the state championship later this spring. For the first time, KBRV is bringing you every step of that trip. Every diving catch, every line drive to the gap, every run of the season can be heard right here on your home for Cardinal Sports. Live local sports are brought to you on the Bear by Monsanto, Reed's Plumbing and Heating, Sanders Furniture, Agrium, Feeding the World Responsibly, Silver Star Communications, and by MyLocalRadio.com. We're about 20 minutes away from the first pitch, so hold on to your seats and turn your radios loud as we send you to the field for all the action with the voice of Caribou County Sports, Caleb Burgraff, on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at MyLocalRadio.com.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our second game of today's triple header of ball games that we're bringing you from GLENNS FERRY at the annual tournament for baseball and softball teams across the state of Idaho. The game before the Lady Cardinals softball team takes to the field has just wrapped up, which means it's time for us to jump into our pregame show as we get set for the Cardinals and the GLENNS FERRY Lady Pilots on KBRV 800 The Bear. Right after this word from our pregame show sponsor, Deceivingly Tan in Soda Springs.
Deceivingly Tan at 186 South Main Street in Soda Springs, Idaho is currently having 2 spray tan specials for high school students. Our prom special is only $15, and for you distinguished young women contestants, it's only $10 to get your instant tan before the competition. You'll look great with a spray tan that will leave you looking healthy and radiant. Call today for your appointment at 208-547-0514. That's Deceivingly Tan in Soda Springs at 208-547-0514.
Welcome back into the pregame show on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at MyLocalRadio.com as the Lady Cardinals getting set for their opening game between themselves and the GLENNS FERRY tournament of the day after they lost a pair of games yesterday as they dropped their contest with the Wells Leopards by a final score of 5-0 before falling to the Declo Hornets 11-1 in those two competitions. And they're looking for a win today against GLENNS FERRY, which comes in with a 1-3 record, 1-1 in their district as well. Let's take a quick look at our standout student before we move on too much further as Malin Palazuelo, a foreign exchange student to Soda Springs High School, has a chance to sit down and talk with us about what her experience has been like at the home of the Soda Springs Cardinals at Soda Springs High School.
Caleb Burgraff joined here with our standout student from Soda Springs High School and another foreign exchange student as well in Malin Palazuelo. And Malin, what's it been like for you here for being a foreign exchange student for a year at Soda Springs?
I really like it. I love my family. I love the people here. And the school, I really like it too.
Being a foreign exchange student is always a big decision to make. What made you decide to do it a year ago?
My sister came here like 4 years ago, and I really liked how she felt here, so I wanted to leave it too.
Let's talk a little bit about the classes and how things have gone for you. What are some of your favorite classes to take since you've been here?
I like art class because I really like drawing. And teachers, I like my English teacher, so I don't really like English, but I enjoy it because I like her.
Teachers can always make a huge difference. Before we talk about some of the teachers, you said you enjoy art. What's your favorite thing to draw? Do you like doing profiles? Do you like doing landscapes? Or is there a mix of everything?
It's a mix. I don't really care.
If you had one thing to draw here in Soda Springs, what would you go out and draw to take back home?
I really don't know.
A lot of stuff to choose from for sure. Let's talk about some of the teachers. You said you like your English teacher. Are there any other teachers that you enjoy? And what do you look for in a teacher when you come here?
I like my physics teacher too because they help me a lot, and I think that's important here when you're a foreign exchange student because you need help maybe with the language, so they help me a lot and I really like it.
There's also a lot of free time to keep yourself busy during. What are some of the things you did during your free time around here?
I usually hang out with friends and we watch a movie or go bowling.
Definitely a lot of stuff to do, especially here. Again, Pocatello just down the road, Logan down the road, and Soda has plenty of outdoor stuff as well. Talk a little bit about what's next for you. I know college probably something that's on the horizon. What are your thoughts on where you might go?
So I'm going back to Spain and I'm going to have like a I plan to have like a really good summer with my friends because I miss them. And then I have my senior year, which I'm going to do in Spain. But I don't really know much about what I'm going to do in my future.
You did say engineering might be something that's there, and you said math is something you enjoy as well. What draws you into those two types of things that they might be future careers for you?
I've always liked math because I'm good at it and I enjoy it.
We'll wrap it up with this last thing, Malin, and that is looking back at what you've experienced here. When you go back to Spain and people ask you what was Soda Springs like, what was the school like, what's going to be your answer to them?
Really different, that really small town and really nice people.
Well, Malin, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us. We appreciate it, and good luck to you as you continue on through this year and moving back to Spain.
Thank you for having me.
It was a pleasure to get to know Malin a little bit better during our interview, and good luck to her as she moves on to Spain in her future and careers as she moves forward. She said she actually may come back to the United States for college for secondary education. We'll take another break. When we come back here on our Deceivingly Tan pregame show, we're going to jump into our interview with Coach Tara Fetzer. That's all coming up on KPRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Well, tonight you like winter. Winter is upon us. There has never been a better time to convert to natural gas. Make this winter more comfortable and warm with a natural gas Lennox furnace from Reed's Plumbing and Heating in Soda Springs. The temperature outside doesn't matter. Keep your family cozy for years to come. For a new natural gas furnace, service on your existing furnace, or an in-home consultation, visit Reed's Plumbing and Heating today. 180 South 3rd East, next to the overpass. Reed's Plumbing and Heating. Natural gas worth asking for.
How'd I do?
You'll get better.
Tim can't wait to be a real driver. But for now, he's king of the online track thanks to Silver Star Communications high-speed internet. Reliable, consistent speeds give him the edge against players anywhere, even the other end of the couch.
Whoa.
You'll get better.
Visit silverstar.com to learn more.
April showers bring May flowers. Join nature in renewing the beauty around us by sprucing up your home this month. Contact Terry at Sanders Furniture and Appliance and get a free estimate on adding new floor covering throughout your home. They also have floor covers, vacuum cleaners, carpet cleaners, free belts and bags, and offer free carpet shampoo. See the store for details. And while you're in there, be sure to check out the fabulous inventory and rebates on Maytag, Whirlpool, GE, Crosley, Amana, KitchenAid, and Speed Queen appliances. That's Sanders Furniture and Appliance in Soda Springs, located across from the Caribou County Courthouse.
Welcome back into the pregame show on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com as we continue to work our way towards the first pitch of the Lady Cardinals and the Lady Pilots of Glens Ferry here on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. We had a chance to sit down with Coach Tara Fetzer of the Lady Cardinals and discuss yesterday's games with her as well as what the Cardinals need to do today in order to come away with some victories against the Lady Pilots of Glens Ferry. With Tara Fetzer on our pregame show brought to you by Deceivingly Tan right now on KBRV, your home for Cardinal sports.
Caleb Bergraff joined here on the pregame show with Coach Tara Fetzer from the Soda Springs Lady Cardinals. And Coach, unfortunately not the best of days for you guys yesterday, a doubleheader action, but you guys got some good looks at some of your pitchers. You got deep into your pitching staff as well and got a chance for Cheyenne Daniels actually get out onto the mound too. What were your thoughts on just the experience the girls gained from yesterday's games?
Some great experience, Caleb. We saw some pitching that comes at the state level, so definitely those would be pitchers that we face at the state level. So some great experience there. Also defensively, you're right, to be able to get as deep as we did in our pitching is such an advantage to us, to be able to build on, rotate them through, and be able to see the success we can gain from those rotation of pitchers.
You also got some very young girls out there into the lineup. Hallie Downs, in fact, didn't just play one position. She ended up playing 3 positions during the day. What does that do when you can get some of the freshmen and sophomores into a tournament like this when there are holes in the lineup to fill, like the one that Taylor Myers has left open for this tournament, and like the pitching staff being open with Whitney Lish not being able to pitch?
It's a great experience for all those younger players to be able to come to a tournament, first of all, but then to be able to see we can see how they perform on the JV. We've seen some solid performances from those younger players on the JV level. So to be able to bring them in, see how they can bat at the varsity and also how they play the field and figure out what positions and how they might fit in, just give them experience, again, to be able to build for the future.
When you talk about those pitches you guys faced yesterday, today you're going to go down a level to Glenn's Ferry, a 1A school, also kind of in the same boat you guys are in. Not a ton of girls on the team. I think they only have 11 girls available for today's game. Does that give you a little bit of an advantage, you think, with the fact that they haven't played any games yet and you guys saw such tough competition yesterday?
We know they're wanting some revenge from last year, so we're going in strong against this team today. We can't get too overconfident at all. It's nice to know that maybe we'll be able to compete a little bit more strongly, but I think that they're definitely something we cannot underestimate. We got to go in strong and focused in this game today.
Big thing for you guys to do that and get a win in today's game is going to be the fielding. We were talking about that in the pregame show, and maybe if the biggest weakness you saw in that game would have to be in the fielding. But again, young players, we talked about that part. How do you get them to feel a little bit more confident in themselves after the struggles of yesterday?
I think we build on how they perform in JV, and just again remind them that this is experience. Every play, everything. I think stepping up to the varsity level is a lot of pressure for these girls, and just to be able to remind them that you know the mechanics, solids, so don't let the nerves get to you.
Only one game today as well, Coach. And do you think that's also nice for the girls after having such a heavy day of playing yesterday in the heat? You only have one game today at noon, and then you can go back and get rested up for tomorrow morning's game. Do you like the way the schedule has worked out for the team this year?
It's worked out pretty well. Again, we go from snow last weekend and we're barely being on our field to 80-degree weather yesterday. It was a little hard to play in the heat of the day from 12 to 4. Definitely you saw the girls lose a little energy, especially in that second game. But again, strikeouts came on, and they know that they can do positive things in the weather. I do like that we were able to rebuild and kind of slow down for Friday and Saturday. That's a nice advantage.
Definitely hard to play 2 games in a row, especially in the heat like we were talking about. Basically 4 hours on the field unstopped. Coach, thank you so much for the time. New uniforms today, new jerseys, the red tops instead of the black tops. Hopefully that'll be a new success story for the Cardinals and hopefully a first win. Thank you so much for the time.
Thanks, Caleb. Appreciate you.
Well, and that was Coach Tara Fetzer on our pregame show on KBRV 800 The Bear, and online, of course, at mylocalradio.com. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have starting lineups coming your way as we get set for the opening pitch and the starters for today's ball game between the Lady Cardinals and the Lady Pilots on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. This has been your Deceivingly Tan pregame show.
One stop and get everything on your list. Gas, groceries, fresh deli items, lottery tickets, and all your fish and game licenses. Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs is locally owned and open 7 days a week. You can check the daily lunch specials every Monday through Friday on the Patterson Quick Stop Facebook page. When you need it quick, get it at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs, 111 North Hooper. Go Cardinals!
Agrium's mission is to help feed the world responsibly. A world of 7 billion people, growing to 9 billion by 2050. Agrium helps farmers meet this increasing demand by supplying the nutrients and products needed to grow healthy crops, which provides communities with food and income, leading to more investment in health, education, and infrastructure, while protecting the environment for future generations. Agrium, feeding the world responsibly.
Deceivingly Tan at 186 South Main Street in Soda Springs, Idaho is currently having 2 spray tan specials for high school students. Our prom special is only $15, and for you distinguished young women contestants, it's only $10 to get your instant tan before the competition. You'll look great with a spray tan that will leave you looking healthy and radiant. Call today for your appointment at 208-547-0514. That's Deceivingly Tan in Soda Springs at 208-547-0514.
Back out here again at Glens Ferry, Idaho, as the Lady Cardinals getting set to take to the field against the Glens Ferry Pilots in the first game of the tournament for the Glens Ferry Pilots. And with this, we jump into our keys to today's game, which are being brought to you by Soda Smiles Dentistry. A smile is a curve that sets everything straight. Dr. Matt Coons and the staff at Soda Smiles Dentistry invites you to their office in Main Street in Soda Springs. And our key to today's ball game, I think this one just has to go into the fielding. Be calm, be patient if you're the Lady Cardinals. Don't rush yourselves, and make sure that you make a good throw or make a good fielding play rather than boot the ball around, as they did yesterday. 7 errors in the second game that they had against Declo. And also, they did not necessarily have the best luck in the first game with 3 errors in the first game as well. And when you only played 10 total innings, it's tough to get by with a win when you have 10 errors in those innings. As we take a look now, starting lineups after the keys of the game, which again are brought to you by Soda Smiles Dentistry. A smile is a curve that sets everything straight. Brought to you by Dr. Matt Coons and the staff at Soda Smiles Dentistry and their offices at Main Street and Soda Springs. And our starting lineup today looks like this for the Lady Cardinals. As we wait to figure out who is going to be the home team and the road team, we'll just run through the lineups as the coin toss is up. And it is going to be, we'll see, as they try to make a decision on who is going to be who on the ball game, for who is going to be home and who is going to be away, as they do not decide this previously. And we, while they continue to decide that, look into the starting lineups. And for the Soda Springs Cardinals, they're going to be led off by right fielder Ali Schwolst. A couple of changes for the Cardinals and the Lady Cardinals lineup, as they have Whitney Lish in second. Same thing there, as well as Cheyenne Dominguez and Sierra Woods batting third and fourth. Jessie Belknap moves up from the 7-hole and goes to the 5-hole. Hallie Evans, who will be doing the pitching today for the Cardinals to start things off, moves into the number 6 spot. Anna Stewart will be doing the play in center field, batting 7th. In the 8-hole, Cheyenne Daniels will be playing left field, and Alicia Delaware will be playing in shortstop, and Jessie Belknap doing the DH play for the first baseman in Lexi Patterson. As the Cardinals will be the home team, so they'll take to the field first. And with that, we take a look at Glenn's Ferry and what the Pilots are going to be bringing to the table, as they're going to be led off by number 10, second baseman Kayla McCone, as she will be leading the game off, followed by Gabby Hernandez playing at third base and wearing the number 6. Number 12 is pitcher Megan Sterling, and batting fourth behind Sterling will be the shortstop Lupita Villavicencio, I believe. Villavicencio, excuse me. I apologize. I'm going to butcher that name all game long, so I apologize for that in advance, as the shortstop will hopefully not have too many hit to her today. The number 00 will be the first baseman Lindsey Bryant. The catcher is number 14 Lexi Chafin. Number 15 is center fielder Hannah Hedelius, excuse me. Liz Beth Duarte will be playing in left field wearing the number 2. And the right fielder is Catherine Lundergreen, and she wears the number 11. Cardinals in the field will be looking to the starting battery of Hallie Evans and Sierra Wood. Evans getting the start in today's ball game and looking to try and have some success out there on the mound like she did in the first game when they took on Wells, Nevada. She ended up only giving up 1 run in her first 3 innings of work in that game, coming on in relief before coming into the second game and struggling a little bit in their game against Declo. First batter into the batter's box will be Kayla McCone, the second baseman, a very short batter for the Lady Pilots. And the first pitch from Evans off the outside corner of the plate. And we are underway here in the third game of this tournament for the Lady Cardinals. 0-7, the record for the Soda Springs Lady Cardinals. 0-5 coming into this tournament, and struggled in yesterday's game as a pitch upstairs is called a ball. 2-0, your count to McCone as Evans looks in. Cardinals playing straight up, corners brought in a little bit, and now a pitch off the outside corner of the plate, and McCone gets ahead in the count now, 3-0. Very calm day, not like the wind we had yesterday. Not that it was necessarily a blustery, crazy wind yesterday, but there was definitely a stiff breeze that was blowing today, not much at all, and Evans will walk the leadoff batter on 4 pitches, and making it to first base is Kayla McCone. Gabby Hernandez will make her way to the batter's box now, wearing the number 6, batting in the right-handed side, orange helmet with the Pilot logo on the right side of the helmet. Takes a first pitch for a ball downstairs and low, and Evans having trouble finding the strike zone to lead things off in game number 1. As she will rock, fire, and this one inside corner called for a strike, and the count evens. First time crossing the plate for Evans as she looks to build on that. A little bit of a tuft of a breeze here at the softball fields. Elevated softball fields as a swing and a miss there sees the count go to 1-2. Evans trying to get the first out of the game for the Cardinals. Patterson stands at first base with the runner in McCone right behind her on the bag as this pitch comes in, and after getting ahead in the count, Hernandez is hit by a pitch and will make her way down to first base. An unfortunate mistake for the Cardinals pitcher, and that will set up Megan Sterling, the pitcher for the Lady Pilots today, as she will make her strides into the right-handed batter's box and look to try and bring home the first run of the game for the Pilots. First pitch swung on, big hack. A violent cut at the plate made by Sterling. And the count goes to 0-1. Nobody out here, top of the first inning on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard, as Evans rocks, fires this one, fouled off as well. Getting down underneath the hands of Sterling. Good inside pitching from Evans, and that's something that is a benefit to Evans if she can make sure that whenever she does go inside and hit a batter, she doesn't get afraid to go inside onto the Lady Pilots' right-handed batters. As she'll wind, fire, this one bounces up to the plate. Good block by Woods, and the count goes to 1-2. I said an absolutely gorgeous day here as this pitch grounded foul down the third base line. Temperature is supposed to reach up into the mid-80s here as the sun fighting its way through a little bit of a haze of clouds overhead. Some contrails breaking up the blue sky that has enveloped the sky above the fields here at Glens Ferry. And a line drive gets through the hole between shortstop and third. Up with it quickly and getting the ball in from left field is Cheyenne Daniels, but it's a single. And runners now stand at every base as the Cardinals in a little bit of a jam in the first inning, and this is something that they have struggled with throughout the season, is getting themselves into holes early and having to fight themselves back into leads or having to fight themselves from behind. As a quick swing by Lupita Villavicencio, I believe I got it right that time, and the count goes to 0-1 on the Pilots shortstop. Villavicencio, right-handed batter, wears the number 1, and she'll take a swing at a pitch, lifts it into left field. Daniels back on her horse, isn't going to get to this one, hits against the fence. That's going to be at least a double. Coming around third and stopping there is Megan Sterling. It's a 2 RBI double for Villavicencio, and the count will be cleared, as will half of the bases, and the Cardinals all of a sudden find themselves trailing in the early going by a score of 2-0 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. And now a ball is going to get past Woods. Nobody comes off the bases, and the runners will stay where they're at as the count goes to 1-0 to Lindsey Bryant, wearing the number 00, playing first base for the Lady Pilots. And another pitch outside of the zone by Bryant to Bryant will move the count to 2-0. Evans trying to find her zone once again, trying to get back into a groove, and this pitch downstairs and low as well. 3-0 your count. And Evans needing to try and find a way to get one over the plate. Just to get it over pitch at this point in time would be a benefit for the Soda Springs team, and that is what she'll do as she fires that one over the inside corner. The count goes to 3-1. Lindsey Bryant playing first base, followed up by Lexi Chafin. Names are not necessarily my strong point today, as this pitch swung on and missed, and it goes to 3-2. Lexi Chafin doing the catching today. Black and orange uniforms for the Lady Pilots. And a pitch gets past the body of Woods as that one goes to the backstop, and another walk, second of the inning for the pitcher Evans on the mound as she struggles her way through the first 5 batters, still yet to record an out. 2 walks, 2 hits, and a hit by batsman. Chafin steps into the plate now and will ground this one down the third base line, but foul, and the count goes to 0-1. Quick pace game so far, as Evans working quickly once she gets the softball, but the base is full of Pilots with still nobody out here in the top of the first inning. 2-0, and the swing and a miss will make it an 0-2 count on Lexi Chafin. Lupita Villavicencio stands on second. Megan Sterling over at third, and Lindsey Bryant will move off of first base. This one rolled up to the plate, trying to get Chafin to go swinging at one, and the count goes to 1-2. Evans still in a very comfortable position on this batter, and she'll fire that one in. Tries to get the inside corner of the plate, but just can't get it. Woods tried to frame the pitch as well behind the plate, but the count now moves to 2-2. And this pitch, 2-2, swung on and missed. Base is full, so no need to tag her, but it's a swinging strikeout to get the first out of the game for the Soda Springs Cardinals. And Evans will now watch as Hannah Hedelius will step in. And Hannah's first pitch is taken upstairs for a strike. So Hedelius will step in once again on the right-handed batter's box. And the pitch is swung on. That's ripped foul down the left field line as the count now goes to 0-2. Hedelius playing in center field today. That pitch inside, taking it, and goes to 1-2. Base is still full of pilots, but Cardinals are 2 outs away from getting out of this, and a strikeout would do wonders for the confidence of Evans on the mound. 2-0, Pilots on top. Evans fires. This one swung on and missed, held onto by Woods, and the strikeout is recorded. Back-to-back punch-outs by Evans, and she is 1 strikeout away as Liz Beth Duarte steps into the plate. Right-handed batter wearing the black and somewhat orange helmet as she'll ground this one up the middle. That's going to squirt through the hole. Scores 1. Coming around to score is going to be Villavicencio on an RBI single for 2 runs by Lizbeth Duarte. And the Cardinals go down now 4-0. Nothing to be ashamed of on that swing, though, although they will get an out later on in the inning, and it is going to finish the inning. The Cardinals go down 4-0 after an inning of play. We'll take a break, come back with more after this with the bottom of the first inning coming up on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Whether or not you like winter, winter is upon us. There has never been a better time to convert to natural gas. Make this winter more comfortable and warm with a natural gas Lennox furnace from Reed's Plumbing and Heating in Soda Springs. The temperature outside doesn't matter. Keep your family cozy for years to come. For a new natural gas furnace, service on your existing furnace, or an in-home consultation, visit Reed's Plumbing and Heating today. 180 South 3rd East, next to the overpass. Reed's Plumbing and Heating. Natural gas worth asking for.
Welcome back out to Glenn's Ferry, Idaho on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. The Lady Cardinals get their first chance to swing the bat as they will be facing off against the pitcher Megan Sterling on the mound. Right-handed delivery, and she's got some pop behind it as well, as she will look to try and get the Pilots off of the field and back up to the plate where they had a very successful top of the inning. The Cardinals did not do a bad job fielding the ball, as the Pilots, when they had opportunities to bring runners home, did a good job and a better job of bringing them across the plate. 4 runs in that first inning, 2 walks given up by the Cardinals, and 3 hits to go along with a hits batsman as well. So leading things off for the Cardinals will be Allie Schwartz. And Allie, who singled to lead off the game against the Wells Leopards, will take a first pitch ball upstairs. Allie also in the game against the Declo Hornets did actually not play until she came in to be in the field for Haley Ledbetter in her second AB. And Schwartz will swing over the top of a ball downstairs, and the count goes to 1-1. 4-0 here on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard in the bottom of the first inning on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. And another pitch on the outside corner, called for a strike. And Schwartz goes down in the count, 1-2. Allie trying to give the Cardinals a little bit of a boost here. She'll roll one foul down the third base line. Got it off the end of the bat, but keeps herself alive at the. And we'll have another chance coming up as she jogs back into the right-handed batter's box. Wind again, just kind of playing with the flag out there in center field, blowing from left to right, but not a huge amount of it. As this pitch popped up, that'll be into shallow center field and is going to be snared on the run by Hedelius. And the outs will be the first one of the inning for the Soda Springs Cardinals. Good job making contact, but just could not get it deep enough out into the field to really stress the fielders too much in the air as well. As that will bring up Whitney Lish now for the Cardinals. The second baseman today for Soda will turn on a ball, rips it to the left field side, and running into the fence to try and track it down is Lizbeth Duarte. And the Cardinals' second baseman will come back with an 0-1 count facing her. Sterling gets the ball back quickly into a release, and this one lifted into right center field. That's going to get past the right fielder as she tries to stop. It goes off of her leg, and it's a one-out single for Whitney Lish to get the Cardinals a first base runner and their first hit of the game. Good news for the Cardinals is they're making a very good job of putting the ball into play, with Cheyenne Dominguez stepping up to the plate now for the Lady Cards from the right-handed batter's box, and Sterling will again work from the stretch, or from the delivery, and this one is going to be upstairs for ball one. Dominguez in yesterday's games ended up going 1 for 4 in the first game before going 0 for 1 with a walk in the second game, and here she gets ahead in the count, 2-0 for Sterling on the mound. First time Sterling's had a runner on base against her. Bottom of the first inning, Cardinals down 4-0. Trying to get a rally going to get themselves a run onto the board. That on the inside corner, taken for a strike. And diving back to the bag as a throw down to first has Whitney Lish cutting back to the first base bag. And Sterling will fire once again. This one taken inside. That goes as a 3-1 count now. And a good batting position to come up for Cheyenne Dominguez. Started out pitching both games yesterday. Now playing third base in today's game. She'll swing and fouls this one towards Coach Fetzer, and she's able to stop it with her foot. And the count goes to 3-2, full count with 1 out in the bottom of the first inning. Sunglasses on for most of the players. For some of the players, I should say, as this ball popped up on the infield. Pitch was inside and jammed her. Villavicencio is able to put this one away. And the second out is recorded on 6 pitches, as Sierra Woods will get a chance to try and drive home a run, with Whitney Lish still standing over on first base here in the first inning. 2 outs, bottom of the first, 4-0 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Reminder, we are going to have another game coming up later on today, as the Cardinals baseball team will get another chance. And their action as a foul is fouled off down the right side, past the dugout and down the hill towards the buses. And the count goes to 0-1 on Sierra Woods, the catcher for the Cardinals, who had a double batting from the left-hand side of the plate in her first time up, or her last time up against Declo was one of the 2 hits the Cardinals got against the Hornets, and here swings over the top of a pitch on the inside corner, and the count goes to 0-2. Sterling doing a good job mixing her speed and her off-speed pitches. She'll rock once again, this time upstairs with the pitch, trying to drop it down back at the top of the letters, and couldn't quite bend it into the zone, and the count goes to 1-2. Lish still leads off first. This ball grounded towards third, foul ball once again, and the count will remain at 1-2. On deck for the Lady Cards, Jessie Belknap, who did have a very good game yesterday as well, doing the designated hitting in this game today. After playing first in the second game yesterday, DHing in the second game. This ball grounded past the reaching glove of Villavicencio, gets through the fielder as well, and moving up to third base on the throw is going to be Whitney Lish. Up to second base on the throw is going to be Sierra Woods, so both of them move up on the throwing error. And the Cardinals have runners in scoring position for Jesse Belknap, where a base hit would bring home a pair and give them a chance to cut back into this game. Sterling will rock, fire, and the first pitch inside and low to Belknap, the tall, lanky first baseman. Post for the basketball team, middle or outside hitter for the volleyball team at Soda Springs will ground one foul, and the count goes to 1-1. As we said, Belknap yesterday, not a bad performance. 0 for 1 with a walk against Wells, batting in the 8 hole of that game as she'll swing this one off of her hands. It's going to be over to Villavicencio. She's up with it onto first base as the foot comes down, but not in time as the foot was just a little bit late catching the bag, and the out is recorded. Cardinals get a pair on base after a pair of singles, but cannot bring home a run, and we head to the top of the second inning with the score sitting at 4-0 with Glenn's Ferry on top of the Lady Cardinals on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
April showers bring May flowers. Join nature in renewing the beauty around us by sprucing up your home this month. Contact Terry at Sanders Furniture and Appliance and get a free estimate on adding new floor covering throughout your home. They also have floor covers, vacuum cleaners, carpet cleaners, free belts and bags, and offer free carpet shampoo. See the store for details. And while you're in there, be sure to check out the fabulous inventory and rebates on Maytag, Whirlpool, GE, Crosley, Amana, KitchenAid, and Speed Queen appliances. That's Sanders Furniture and Appliance in Soda Springs, located across from the Caribou County Courthouse.
Whoa. The moment my son saw a redwood tree.
It's huge!
Is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing.
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Welcome back out to the home of the Glenn's Ferry Pilots, playing host to this softball tournament this weekend. And the Lady Cardinals down 4-0 to the host team as we head to the top of the second inning. And the Lady Pilots coming up to the bat. It'll be 9-1-2 in their order. Catherine Lundergreen will take her steps up to the plate. Kayla McCone and Gabby Hernandez to follow her, as Evans will once again take her spot onto the mound. And the first pitch from Evans is going to be popped up behind her, picked up by the shortstop, and then rolled over to first base, as Delaware could not come up with the ball cleanly. And that one is going to be a tough fielding decision, but I'm going to have to call it an error, as she needs to come up with that one cleanly and make the throw over to first. So unfortunately, an error for the Cardinals to lead off the inning and bringing up Kayla McCone, who walked her first time up. Evans already with a runner on base once again, as the coaches for the Glenn's Ferry Pilots takes their side on either side as that pitch drops down too low for a ball, and the count goes to 1-0. Decent speed, it looks like, over there on first base. So running bunt is a possibility, or the running start is a possibility, as this pitch misses as well, and the count goes to 2-0. Nobody out. And that one taken for a strike. 2-1 the count. Nobody out here, top of the second inning, as the Lady Cardinals will get a swing and a miss. Evans, after walking Kayla McCone on 4 straight pitches, the first time for her at the plate, gets her to a 2-2 count, and the 2-2 delivery swung on and missed. Another strikeout for Hallie Evans, her third of the game, and that will bring up Gabby Hernandez with a chance for the Cardinals to get out of this inning with limited damage. Gabby Hernandez hit by a pitcher first time up on a 1-2 count when Evans got ahead in the count. Will swing at the first pitch, fouls it off. 0-1 count with 1 out here in the top of the second inning. And Evans will get the softball back to her glove before stepping back up onto the rubber in the middle of the circle. Bounces up the 0-1. Count goes even, 1-1. Still on first base, Catherine Undergreen after reaching on the leadoff error. And now a line drive goes foul once again down the left field line, and the count go to 1-2. Back-to-back 1-2 counts for Gabby Hernandez. So we'll see if she can adjust to this one as well, or see if she can work her way on base. First, this pitch to her inside, just misses her. And 2-2 goes the count once again. 2-2 has been the favorite count for Evans to get strikeouts on. Lexi Chafin struck out on a 2-2 count. This one's not going to be a strikeout. Flared out into right center field, picked up by Stewart, and she gets it in to hold the runners to only one base each. And that is a single with one out to put runners on first and second for Gabby Hernandez, who goes to 1 for 1 on the day. Sterling will come up to the plate now, the pitcher for the Pilots, trying to help herself out a little bit more with a runner in scoring position on second. And a runner on first base leading off as Evans will watch this one get grounded out in front of her. Turns to third, throws over to Cheyenne, and she is going to be safe as she can't hold on to the ball. And that will end up being an error on Cheyenne Dominguez as the throw was there and ended up falling out of her glove. And the bases are loaded once again for the Pilots with one out, as we move here in the top of the second inning in a 1-0 count against Lupita Villavicencio. Evans continuing to try and work her way out of this jam. Fires a pitch, and Villavicencio grounds that one over to her coach. Just trying to say howdy. Picked up. Also the athletic director over there at third base for Glens Ferry High School. Evans will wind and fire a pitch downstairs and inside, and the count will go to 2-1. Vicencio doubled in a pair of runs her first time up. Also came up with the bases loaded at that point in time. Here on 2-1, she'll turn on another pitch, and that one drops past the fans that are lined up along the left side and the right side of the field here. The count goes to 2-2 once again for Villavicencio. Evans will look in. Hallie winds, fires this one high in the zone and fouled off down the left field line once again. Good battle going on between these two. And it will send Evans to the rubber once again, still facing that 2-2 count. She'll throw one upstairs, 3-2 now. Another tough inning for the Cardinals right-hander. The West Side Pirates going to be taken to the field next after this game is over. I believe against the same Glens Ferry team. As this pitch goes behind Villavicencio, that'll walk in a run, and her good day continues as she remains perfect, gets her third RBI, and the Cardinals will go down now by a score of 5-0. And coming out to the pitcher's circle is going to be Coach Evans to have a chat with her pitcher and her sister-in-law, as she married into the Evans family, on the mound. Sierra Woods also out there talking to the two of them. As with the bases full of Pilots, Cardinals still looking for their outs number 2 and 3. One out here sitting in the top of the second inning. And that will bring up Lindsey Bryant, who walked on a full count her first time up. And with the bases loaded, could do some damage here. Looks out to Evans, who will rock, fire, swung on, and that one's fouled down the third base line. And the count will go to 0-1. Evans going to be pitching ahead in the count for one of the rare times so far after getting a first pitch strike. Patterson at first, holding the runner there. Dominguez holds the runner at third as Evans again will wind, fire this one upstairs. Count goes to 1-1. On base for the Pilots, Gabby Hernandez stands at third. Sterling at second. And Lupita Villavicencio at third as this one grounded over to third. Over home comes the throw and out at the plate, a double play, 5-2, and the Cardinals get the double play they needed, and the inning is over. Lindsey Bryant can't bring home any more runs. The Cardinals escape a jam, and Soda Springs maybe getting some momentum with that play will take their chances at the plate. When we come back after this on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
There's an organization in southeast Idaho whose wildlife conservation efforts have been commended by the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, the Idaho Fish and Wildlife Foundation, and the North American Moose Foundation. Who is this organization? It's Monsanto. While Monsanto is honored by the recognition they receive, their ongoing dedication to the environment is its own reward for all of us. Monsanto. Imagine.
Back here again for the bottom of inning number 2 as the Lady Cardinals down 5-0, but it could have been much worse. They got a huge double play ball that was grounded over to Cheyenne Dominguez. Throw came home, and a good block at the plate, and making the tag on the runner came from Sierra Woods. And Soda Springs moves on to the bottom of the second inning, only down 5-0, as they will send up the bottom of their order, Hallie Evans, Anna Stewart, and Cheyenne Daniels, the scheduled 3 batters for the Lady Cardinals, with Alicia Delaware to get her first plate appearance if they can get it to her. And all back out there on the mound once again. They will be taking on the pitching of Megan Sterling. Sterling so far in the game, no strikeouts. She has not walked anybody either, though. Gave up a pair of hits, and the Cardinals doing a good job making contact against the starting pitcher for the Glenn's Ferry Pilots. As she finishes up her warm-up pitches. And a throw down to second base will move its way into the outfield as the Cardinals get set to come to the plate with their opening batter in Hallie Evans, looking to get things started off for the Lady Cards. Evans, in the games yesterday, went 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts against Wells before going the same box score against Declo as well. She'll take a first pitch downstairs for a ball here, and the count goes to 1-0. Hallie looks out, gets another ball upstairs, and the count goes to 2-0 now. As she continues to check and see for the pitch. Sterling taking her time, gets a strike on the outside corner. Relaxed at the dish and relaxed on the rubber. Sterling will again wind and fire. This one fouled off at home plate, and the count goes to 2-2. Cardinals again making good contact today, and if you go back to our Deceitfully Tan pregame show, we talked with Coach Fetzer about the fact that they not only made good contact yesterday as well, as the 2-2 pitch comes in just a little bit low, but they made contact yesterday and improved their contact yesterday against pitchers that were throwing extremely hard. And not to say that Sterling is not throwing hard, as this ball grounded past the reaching glove at third base of Gabby Hernandez, and on to first base with her first single of the tournament. And her first base hit of the tournament is Hallie Evans to lead off the second inning. Good piece of hitting there on a 3-2 pitch over the middle, and that will bring up Anna Stewart to the plate, the Cardinals center fielder. She does some grooming in the box and steps into the right-handed side for the righty-righty matchup. And back to the point we're making about the pitching is the Cardinals now have a much better feel for hard pitching, as this one goes inside and hits Anna Stewart, as she will make her way down to first base after being hit by a pitch. So runners now on first and second as they get their best opportunity to score in the game to this point in time, with nobody out, runners on first and second, and Cheyenne Daniels stepping up to the plate. Sterling's pitch to Daniels, up and over the head of the catcher. Both runners will move up on the play. On the wild pitch over the head of Lexi Chafin. And Cheyenne Daniels, with a 1-0 count, has an opportunity to bring home a pair now with a single. as this pitch on the inside corner taken for a strike, and the count goes to 1-1. Bottom of the second inning, Cardinals trying to creep their way back into this, trailing by 5-0 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Sterling will fire this one, lined up the middle. That's going to get through for a single, and a runner will hold Stewart at third as she rounds the base, but is chased back with a throw. Moving up to second on the throw with some good base running is Cheyenne Daniels, but the RBI single will get the Cardinals onto the scoreboard and moves 2 more into scoring position. Good job by Soda to continue to fight their way back in. And that is something that they have learned how to do with the amount of times that they've had to fight back from behind. While they still haven't gotten the win, they have definitely never shown that ability to give up in a game. As they pitch upstairs, will chase Alicia Delaware off the plate. As Alicia looks to try and bring home one of the 2 runners in scoring position for the Cardinals. And Sterling will fire this one, lifted out into center field. That's going to drive the center fielder back, gets over her head, drops down for at least a double for Delaware. The first run comes home, and Stewart, the second run rounds, and Cheyenne Daniels crosses the plate with an RBI double. And the Cardinals offense starting to roll as they get a pair of RBIs there and cut the lead now down to a 3-5 game on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Big at bat for Alicia Delaware as she drove one to center field to the left side of the flagpole and over the head of the center fielder Hannah Hedalius. Sterling. First pitch into Allie Schwartz now as she steps in for her second at bat of the game. Will be swung on and missed. Allie flew out to Hedalius in center field her first time up. And now we'll take another pitch inside as the count goes to 1-1 on the right fielder for the Soda Springs Lady Cards. Schwartz looking for a chance to bring home another run for Soda or keep this inning going with nobody out, bottom of the second. And another pitch misses upstairs as the count goes to 2-1. Softball, a game where things can change in a heartbeat, and the Cardinals showing that here as it looked like the Pilots had this game well in control, and now with nobody out in a 2-2 count after a swing and a miss at a ball out of the zone, the Cardinals are 2 runs away from tying this game back up. Schwartz steps back in. The 2-2 pitch on the outside corner. Good comeback pitch coming from Sterling there, as she gets her first strikeout of the game, and Schwartz takes a seat onto the bench. And that will bring Whitney Lish up to the plate, who singled her first time up. Another single could bring home a run for the Lady Cardinals. Decent speed on the base paths, and Alicia Delaware standing at second base as this pitch downstairs and in. And the count goes to 1-0. Lish gets back into her stance, takes a pitch upstairs, 2-0. Sterling, again, not necessarily showing many command problems, but has struggled as far as missing bats. And the Cardinals, after not getting a great job of getting contact the first time at the plate, have done a much better job in this game as the count now goes to 3-0 on Whitney Lish and in danger of putting runners on to first and second. So 3-0 count, ball rolled up to the plate. That'll walk Whitney. And Whitney remains perfect on the day for reaching base. Puts a runner on first and second for Cheyenne Dominguez, who popped out to the shortstop her first time up. And strides into the right-handed batter's box. Thanks again for joining us here, KBRV 800 of the Bear, and online at mylocalradio.com. And second game of today's triple header as a strike comes across the plate for Cheyenne Dominguez. First game of our triple header, the Soda Springs boys baseball team, as a runner caught on the base paths, and the Cardinals will see Whitney Lish almost get caught on the base paths now as well. And the call is going to be safe for Lish. Cut down on the base paths at second. Between second and third is Alicia Delaware, though. As Lish stays at second. Lish needed to make that run a little bit sooner if she wanted to make it up to second base. So 2 outs now. Bottom of the second. Cardinals have already struck for 3. And Cheyenne Dominguez trying to add to that. 0-1 count against her as she will take a pitch and diving back to the bag. Whitney Lish. So count goes to 1-1. Dominguez again steps into the right-handed box. And this one swung on and missed. Count goes to 1-2. Dominguez, one of the players that the Cardinals may be putting into the pitching role this afternoon in today's game, is Coach Fetzer trying to try out as many people as she can. Takes a pitch upstairs. Count evens at 2-2 now. One of the Cardinals' backup pitchers watches Sterling line one. This one popped up foul. It's going to be by the first base dugout and hits against the fence, and we'll do the 2-2 pitch all over again. As Dominguez battling to stay alive in the box. But Deuce is wild on the scoreboard. 2-2 count, 2 outs, 3-5 ball game in the second inning. Lish leads off first, or stands on first, I should say. This ball popped high up into the air on the infield, and coming in to make the play with confidence is Kayla McCone, and the pop out will be recorded. Second time Dominguez pops out in the game, but the Cardinals are not turned away without getting some runs onto the board as they strike back, score 3, and the Cardinals are back into this game. It's a 3-5 ball game on KBRV 800 The Bear. Back after this with the top of the third inning on your home for Cardinal Sports.
MyLocalRadio.com is Southwest Wyoming and Northeast Utah's top website and the best source for local area news, weather, sports, and community events. And that's not all. MyLocalRadio.com features thousands of photographs of Wyoming and Utah high school events, from speech and drama competitions to local events, sports and activities, and much more. Check it out today and see what MyLocalRadio.com has for you.
Would your business survive a disaster? Nearly 2/3 of businesses aren't prepared for an emergency, and 40% of businesses that experience a disaster never recover. Make an emergency plan now before it's too late. For a free online tool that helps you develop an emergency plan to keep your business up and running should disaster strike, visit ready.gov/business. Brought to you by the Federal Emergency Management Agency, the American Red Cross, and the Ad Council.
Just as expected, a couple of changes for the Cardinals in the field here as we move into the third inning. It'll be Cheyenne Daniels making her way onto the mound, or into the circle, I should say, to start out the top of the third inning, as the Cardinals will move Dominguez over to third, or Dominguez remains at third. Hallie Evans moves to short, and Delaware will move into the outfield and play left field to replace Cheyenne Daniels. As the first pitch from Daniels misses upstairs to Lexi Chafin, and the count goes to 1-0, and make it 1-1 as this pitch crosses the plate. Chafin struck out swinging her first time up in a 5-pitch at-bat. And here looks out at a 1-1 delivery as well upstairs, pops out of the glove of Woods, but does not matter. And the ball goes back out to Daniels once again. She will clear herself some extra room, toes the rubber once more, and now will rock into her delivery as this one upstairs and taken for a ball. 3-1 the count to Lexi Chafin here in the top of the third inning. And game number 3 of this tournament for the Lady Cardinals, and game number 3 today, as the 3-1 pitch across the plate but low, and that's a ball to walk the leadoff runner. And for the third straight inning, the leadoff runner is on base for the Lady Pilots. Cardinals have worked themselves out of some jams. In fact, a double play got them out of the jam in the last inning. And the first pitch comes into the batter, Hannah Hedelius, and it's low and inside, and the count goes to 1-0. Daniels fires this one upstairs. Quick snap throw to first base. The runner back in time, and the count to 2-0. Top of the third inning. Cardinals, the closest they've been to any team, having the best success offensively they've had, trying to turn that success into some defensive success. The pitch will now hit the batter, and Hannah Hedelius will move on and make her way down to first base, as jogging up to second is Lexi Chafin. And after those two struck out, they reached base without having to swing their bats. And leading up now will be Lizbeth Duarte, who singled in a run her last time up, a pair of runs actually, before being cut down on the base paths, as a pitch misses for a ball to the left fielder. This time Evans pitch fouled towards the Soda dugout. Count goes to 1-1. And Daniels will get the ball back on the mound. Does some grooming of her own, or excuse me, the circle, and does some grooming of her own. She'll rock this one up to her, bounces to the plate once again. The count goes to 2-1, with Woods crouching down once again behind the plate. Outfield straight up. Stewart shifted just a little bit to the left side in center field as that one misses inside as well. 3-1 goes the count. In right field, Schwolst is playing back a bit in the browner grass. As that pitch misses upstairs as well. 4 straight out of the zone after getting ahead in the count. 1-0, and all of a sudden now runners on first, second, and third base. As with nobody out, again, the Cardinals have loaded the bases. This has been the problem with this team so far this season. That pitch misses inside as well to the number 9 batter in the lineup, Catherine Lundergreen, who reached on an E6 her first time up. That error made by Delaware. And she will take another pitch on the inside and low, and the count goes to 2-0. Cheyenne Daniels, not the same pitcher that we saw in the second game last night, or yesterday afternoon, as she ended up working very well and very quickly against Declo and the Hornets in game number 2. But she gets a swing and a miss there. That's a little bit more reminiscent of the pitcher we saw. Very talented. And the Cardinals team all throughout their lineup has a very talented roster. But the problem is the talent has been hit or miss so far. They have some games where they play amazing as another pitch comes upstairs and misses away, and some games where they played poorly, to put it one way. And you're just waiting for the game where they put it all together and they play a complete softball game. As this pitch downstairs bounces in, and another walk. Will walk in a run, actually, and that is an RBI for Undergreen. And coming across the plate is Lexi Chafin. Moving up to third base, Hannah Hedelius. And up to second base goes Lizbeth Duarte. 6-3 now on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. And again, the pitch inside. No, called strike on the inside corner. And the count will go to 0-1, Kayla McCone. Up at the plate, she is 0 for 1, has walked and scored, and now she'll take a pitch off the outside corner, and the count goes to 1-1. Struck out swinging her last time up. As Evans fires this one, fouled at the plate. Count goes to 1-2 now. Evans started this game off, gave up 5 runs in her time on the mound, looked to be finding a rhythm and a groove as this ball lifted to the shortstop. Evans is going to go over her glove. 1 run will score. Second run coming home. Throw to the plate easily is going to gun down the runner as the single by McCone is going to get her an RBI. But Lizbeth Duarte trying to score from second is cut down, and the first out of the inning is recorded. Runners move to first and second now in the game with Lundergreen, standing at second base, and at first base, McCone with Hernandez stepping up to the plate. 2 runs already home in the inning, 7-3. The Cardinals trailing the Pilots here on the road at the Glens Ferry Annual Tournament, with the first pitch now coming in and dropping in low to Hernandez. Daniels' first inning of the game. She will rock and fire once again, and this pitch swung on, huge cut by Hernandez. She wanted that one, but she could not stay back on it, and the count will go to 1-1. 1 out here in that top of the third inning. And this pitch lifted out into left field, and right there, Delaware puts it away. And barely even had to move out of her tracks in order to put that one away, and the second out of the inning is recorded as well. And into the batter's box will go Megan Sterling. She's reached base both times so far today, as this one is going to be grounded over to short. Evans up with it, throws to first base, getting her at the bag, and the inning is over. Cardinals will escape the jam and move on back to the bats as they give up 2 runs, but still are back into this game, only down 4 on KBRV 800 The Bear, with live stream and video online at mylocalradio.com. Bottom of the 3rd coming up on your home for Cardinal Sports.
Agrium's mission is to help feed the world responsibly. A world of 7 billion people, growing to 9 billion by 2050. Agrium helps farmers meet this increasing demand by supplying the nutrients and products needed to grow healthy crops, which provides communities with food and income, leading to more investment in health, education, and infrastructure, while protecting the environment for future generations. Agrium, feeding the world responsibly.
Back here at the home of the Glens Ferry Annual Tournament, the Lady Cardinals trailing the Glens Ferry Lady Pilots 7-3 as we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning in a game that's actually moved by fairly quickly for these two teams. Should be able to get to the 5th inning at the rate that this one is going in these timed games here. And back out onto the mound again is Sterling, as she will look to hold the Cardinals' bats silent after they went off and sent 7 players to the plate in the last inning before they ran themselves into some trouble on the base paths. It'll be Sierra Woods, Jessie Belknap, and Hallie Evans, a good part of the order to have coming up to the plate. And Woods, your best power hitter of the tournament and of the season, will lead things off after singling her first time up as we enter the 3rd inning. And Sterling will wind and fire the first pitch well up over the head of the catcher and goes all the way to the backstop. Sterling again fires. This one popped up on the infield. First baseman and the out recorder will be Lindsey Bryant as she drifts over, and a quick at-bat for Woods as she is retired on 2 pitches. And Jessie Belknap will step in. She grounded out to the shortstop to end the 1st inning of play for the Lady Cardinals. And here she's plunked by a pitch on the left arm, and she is going to end up making her way down to first base with the leadoff runner for the Cardinals. With only 1 out, Hallie Evans will come up now. She singled in her first time up. Started this game as a pitcher, and right now it'd be tagged with the loss if it went that far, as Jessie Belknap gets off of first base and looks to make a run. Rocking is Sterling. Fires. This one grounded over towards the hole between 3rd and short. That'll be another single. Hallie Evans 2 for 2 today. And the Cardinals starting to build into a rally here as we move through the bottom of the 3rd inning. 7-3 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. And Evans, with her foot on the first base bag, will look to try and come home and score. In charge of doing that. And at the plate now is Anna Stewart, whose first pitch will be taken for a strike down the middle of the plate. Cardinals being more aggressive at the plate right now as a quick snap throw back to second. We'll have Belknap diving back to the bag. Sterling fires a pitch upstairs on Stewart, and the count goes to 1-1. Anna was hit by a pitch her first time up. Here faces a 1-1 count. Shows bunt, pulls it back, and the ball is upstairs and high. The count goes to 2-1. Wind shifting directions now a little bit, blowing more straightaway center field. And Anna will again watch this one roll up. That plunks her again, and twice now. Anna Stewart's been a ball magnet at the plate, and the bases are full of Cardinals with only 1 out. And Cheyenne Daniels, who singled in a runner first time up, will come up to the plate. Daniels trying to help out her own cause as the pitcher in this game after Evans was removed after 2 innings. She'll look out to Sterling. And this pitch is going to be lifted into left field. That one's going to drop down in front of left field. It gets past her, coming all the way around to score from second base, and moving up to third base is Sterling. Evans scores from second base. The Cardinals make it a 2-run game. Another single for Daniels. She's 2 for 2. And again, the Cardinals offense starting to show that they can swing the bats. And Daniels moves up to second on the throw-ins. 2 RBIs on that at bat, 3 in the game now for Cheyenne Daniels on that first pitch swinging piece of hitting. And the Lady Cardinals all of a sudden with a little bit of momentum here as this pitch is going to be fouled off over the backstop and all the way down the hill. Alicia Delaware, who doubled in a pair of runs her first time up, trailing in the count 0-1. With the Cardinals climbing back into this game, down by 2, 7-5. Ball in play, probably scores 1. As this pitch upstairs, Delaware backs out, and the count goes to 1-1. Still only 1 out. Top of the order on deck for the Lady Cards as they look to try and flip things over. And a ball fired upstairs again. Delaware backs out of the way. 2-1 count. Allie Schwartz on deck. Watches and waits for this one. Swung on and missed, and that's a strike to even the count at 2-2. One more pitch needed to retire Delaware, but Delaware, a good battler. She showed that yesterday at the plate in her plate appearances. Here she'll show that again as she grounds this one towards first. Up with is the first baseman. Indecisive, finally applies the tag on Delaware running down the line. But a run comes home, so it's an RBI ground out for Alicia. And the Cardinals will bring home another run and get to within 1 with the tying run only 60 feet away with the leadoff batter coming up to the plate. Allie Schwartz trying to bring home that 7th run of the inning here in the bottom of the 3rd. And this ball, first one, is going to be dropped down for ball 1. Allie 0 for 2 in the game so far. Struck out last time up and flew out to start the first inning. Sterling fires a swing and a miss. Off-speed pitch had Schwartz well out in front. And Sterling, good job fooling her on that pitch. And the count to 1-1 with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Trying to black the Cardinals back and give them a chance at their first win of the season. As Sterling fires pitch inside and low when the count goes to 2-1. 2-1 pitch upstairs. Count remains in favor of Allie Schwartz. 3-1 now the count to the Cardinals right fielder. West side, and looks like Marsing possibly getting ready to go. As this ball lined over to third, that's going to get past the glove of the third baseman as Hernandez stabbed at it but couldn't get it in. And Allie Schwartz with a single. And the Lady Cardinals tie the game up on an RBI, and Soda Springs, with that, has a chance now to take the lead as business is booming for the Cardinals on the offensive side the last 2 innings. 7 runs in 2 innings of play as they've knotted this game up after trailing 5-0. Now Whitney Lish will step up. She's a threat at the plate as well. She's 1 for 1 so far in the game, has a walk and a single, yet to score so far. As with 2 outs, she's down 0-1 on the count after fouling off the first pitch to her. Sterling will fire this one, gets past the catcher all the way to the backstop, and moving up to second base on the play is Allie Schwartz. And now the go-ahead run stands only 120 feet away. Cardinals the home team in this affair despite playing here at Glenn's Ferry after winning the coin toss. And Sterling will wind and fire this one foul down the third base line. And the count goes to 1-2. A win here in this game would be crucial for the Cardinals. It would build up their confidence for starters. And it would give them the idea that, you know, we can win. We've proven it now at this point in time. I'm not sure that any of the girls think that they can't win. As a pitch now taken and driven down the left field side. That is foul, though, and the count remains at 1-2. Again, not sure any of the Cardinals don't think that they can win, but they do. They have yet to prove it to themselves at this point in time, sitting at 0-7 on the season. The talent is definitely there, especially when it comes to swinging the bats. as Sterling will step up to the circle once again. Winds the 1-2 pitch upstairs, and Whitney Lish able to bend out of the way of that one. The count goes to 2-2. So Lish playing second base for the Cardinals today, has had a fairly quiet day in the field, trying to get herself an RBI if she can drive home the runner standing at second base, and instead the count goes full. 3-2 now with Whitney in the driver's seat, as Sterling has been out there for a very long time in this game, or in this inning, I should say. Has already thrown a lot of pitches in this game. Ball popped up on the infield, moving over. The first baseman puts it away. Liz Bryant looking underneath the white cap that she's put on to shield her eyes, puts it away, and the inning is over. Cardinals do strike for 4, though, tie this ball game up, and we head into your Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier, 4th inning on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
One stop and get everything on your list. Gas, groceries, fresh deli items, lottery tickets, and all your fish and game licenses. Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs is locally owned and open 7 days a week. You can check the daily lunch specials every Monday through Friday on the Patterson Quick Stop Facebook page. When you need it quick, get it at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs, 111 North Hooper. Go Cardinals!
Hey America, we need to have a little talk. We've got a lot of food in this country. We've got so much food that we can't eat it all. So how are 17 million kids in America struggling with hunger? That's why the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks gathers surplus food and gets it to hungry kids who need it. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Welcome back out to Glenn's Ferry, Idaho on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com as the Lady Cardinals putting up 7 runs in the last 2 innings to give themselves a tie ball game as we head to the top of the 4th inning, brought to you by Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier. And the heart of the order for the Lady Pilots will be stepping up. Lupita Villavicencio will step up to the plate, followed by Lindsey Bryant and Lexi Chafin. And they'll all be going in against Daniels on the mound for her second inning of work. And the first pitch from Daniels is going to be swung on and fouled down the third base line as the count goes to 0-1. Daniels gave up 2 runs in her first inning off 1 hit and walked 3. That was the big problem that she had, is the first 4 batters reached base without the need of a hit and without any errors, without even putting the ball in play, as this 0-1 pitch is fouled off down the third base line. The count goes to 0-2. And once she started finding the zone, Daniels really found more success. And now she's going to do another favor for the Pilots as that one plunks the side of Lupita Villavicencio, and she moves her way down to first base with a hit by pitch. And Lindsey Bryant will step up to the plate now. Lindsey, 0 for 1, walked in the first inning, grounded out to third into a double play the last time up. Ball grounded over to short, quick flip on to second, and the out is going to be recorded. Smart play coming in from the shortstop for the Cardinals in Hallie Evans as she made the strong throw over to Whitney Lish, and the out is recorded on the advance runner. Moving up on the fielder's choice is Lindsey Bryant, but the Cardinals get the first out of the inning with the runner still at first, and the pitch now up in the air to Lexi Chafin as the count goes to 1-0 to the the catcher for the Glens Ferry Lady Pilots. Glens Ferry 1-3 coming into this game. Not necessarily a ton of games for them on the schedule so far as the count goes now to 2-0. Chafin shows bunt, pulls back, now swings and lines one into right center field. That's going to get through the defenders. Picked up by Anna Stewart, fired back into second base, gets past the second base runners. Run coming home, and the Cardinals are going to just call it a play and get it back over to Cheyenne Daniels. But a run comes home on a throwing error. But it was a single that will bring it home. And a runner stands at second base now after the throwing error as well, as this ball grounded foul by Hannah Hidelius, who goes down in the count 0-1. Only the third error of the game by the Cardinals. And Daniels will again fire a pitch that is going to hit the batter as well. A throw down to second as Hannah moves on to first base. And the Pilots, with one out, have runners on first and second now, as that'll bring up Lizbeth Duarte to the plate. Hair in a braid all the way down to the belt loops. She looks out to Daniels, who fires a pitch that is going to just miss the plate, and the count goes to 1-0. 8-7 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard here, and a ball grounded shortly in front of the plate. Daniels up with it, strong throw over to first base, almost pulls Patterson off the bag, but she's able to keep her foot on the bag, and the 1-3 put out will advance the runners, so it acts like a sacrifice bunt, but the Cardinals are now 1 out away from getting out of the inning. As that brings up Catherine Undergreen, who reached on an error and is also walked. The left-handed batter steps in. Right field, as she will bunt one out in front. It's picked up and flipped on to first base. Good play there made by Daniels, and the inning is over. One run does come across to score in the frame, but Soda Springs will have their chance to come up to the plate with the offense whirring after scoring 7 runs in the last 2 innings. Back after this with inning number 4 on KBRV 800 The Bear, with live video streaming online at mylocalradio.com in what is your Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier 4th inning.
Bear Lake Drug, located at 836 Washington Street in Montpelier, not only has everything you need to get better quick, but we also carry a great selection of durable medical equipment to purchase or rent as we assist you in your recovery. And while you're here, check out our large selection of gift items. Call us to fill your prescriptions today at 208-847-1421. That's 847-1421. Bear Lake Drug, the small town pharmacy that gives you world-class service.
Welcome back out to Montpelier, or excuse me, not Montpelier. Montpelier is where Bear Lake Drug is. So again, if you need any of your services taken care of, be sure to give them a call. A proud sponsor of Lady Cardinal Athletics and Cardinal Boys Athletics on KBRV 800 The Bear. Thank you to them for being a sponsor of our broadcasts. As the Cardinals, down by 1 as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning, will again be trying to work against Sterling on the mound, as Megan Sterling has been anything but Sterling in her last 2 innings of work, giving up 4 runs to the Cardinals in the 3rd, and previous to that, giving up 3 runs to the Cardinals back in the 2nd. So Soda Springs will be trying to find their groove again out there on the mound after getting through a very quick top of this frame. Only 12 pitches needed to be thrown on the mound by Cheyenne Daniels, in a game that they are hoping will start moving a little bit quicker, or just improve to the point where the Cardinals can start getting a couple more runs and maybe close this one out, as we are in a timed atmosphere at these games. And they will be looking to tie this game up, as Dominguez at the plate will be leading things off. Heart of the order, fouls and swings at 1 and can't keep a piece of it. This is your Bear Lake Drug 4th inning. Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier, brand new sponsor for us on KBRV 800 The Bear. Just started this week. And again, if you want to be a sponsor for Cardinal Athletics, give us a call at the radio station. It's a pitch on the inside corner for a strike. 208-547-2400. Ask for Kim, and we'll get you lined up with any of the advertising packages that we have. Doesn't have to be just sports. As now a pitch is going to be rolled up to the plate, and that one makes the count 1-2. Dominguez so far 0 for 2. She's popped out to short and popped out to second. Here trying to get the Cardinals offense rolling, and she swings at a pitch up in the zone, and that will be strikeout number 2 in the game for Sterling, as that has not necessarily been her way of getting out of innings. But it is the first out of the inning here, and it'll bring up Sierra Woods, who has yet to be retired in this, or excuse me, Woods is 1 for 2. She did get a single, and then she was put down on a pop out to first base in her second at bat, as she swings through a pitch there, and the count goes to 0-1. Cardinals only down by 1. And Woods will step back into the batter's box in the right-handed box. Batted left-handed for one of her hits yesterday. That was a double, as she will fly one over towards the fence on the right side. And the count goes to 0-2 to the Cardinals catcher and backstop. 0-2 delivery. Upstairs, just a little bit out of the zone. The count goes to 1-2. Sierra Woods has been one of the more consistent players for the Cardinals this year, as this pitch misses inside and low and goes all the way back to the screen. And evens up the count at 2-2, so Woods battling herself back into a hitter's count. We'll see if she can continue it. And Sterling will wind and fire another ball outside of the zone. 3-2 now goes the count. Full, and Woods has battled herself back to try and set things up for the heart of the order behind her, Jessie Belknap and Hallie Evans, who have both been key parts in the comeback so far. And she will pop one up. This one into shallow right field. Coming up and making the play on it is Catherine Lundergreen. And the out is recorded, and Sierra Woods will jog back to the dugout, but after putting on a very strong performance. Jessie Belknap steps up to the plate now, the Cardinals' designated player, as she is in the game for Lexi Patterson. And the first pitch to her, lifted into center field. That one's going to be driven back, but right into the glove, as drifting over to her right and putting it away is Hannah Hedelius, and the inning is over. Cardinals do threaten, but they can't put a run across, and we'll take a break. Come back with more as the fifth inning coming up. This has been your fourth inning, brought to you by Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
One stop and get everything on your list. Gas, groceries, fresh deli items, lottery tickets, and all your fish and game licenses. Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs is locally owned and open 7 days a week. You can check the daily lunch specials every Monday through Friday on the Patterson Quick Stop Facebook page. When you need it quick, get it at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs, 111 North Hooper. Go Cardinals!
Listen, as a hiring manager, I've got to tell you, the best job candidate isn't always the typical candidate. Sometimes they're a grad of life.
Meet the grads of life. Young adults of unique determination and experience, an ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Sometimes the best candidates aren't the ones you're used to.
Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
This game's going to wrap up with that same score, as it is an 8-7 win for the Pilots, as they are going to call this one on account of the time starting to run short. The Cardinals get cut off from trying to complete the comeback, but a great game between the two teams, very competitive, and we'll have our post-game show coming back for you after this. And after this, word from our fifth inning sponsor, which is Kelly Wells for County Sheriff. For professionalism through training, community partnerships, and service-oriented enforcement, elect Kelly Wells for Caribou County Sheriff. Like his Facebook page at Kelly Wells for Sheriff. Love his innovative leadership. We'll take a break. Come back after this on KBRV with our post-game show on your home for Cardinal sports.
Hello, I'm Kelly Wells and I'm running for Caribou County Sheriff. I grew up in Soda Springs and enjoyed all that Caribou County has to offer. I served in the United States Marine Corps and I have over 24 years of law enforcement experience, and I am a graduate of the FBI National Academy. I believe in servant leadership, building strong community partnerships, professionalism through training, service-oriented enforcement, and having a fair, friendly, and honest staff. Thank you, and I appreciate your vote on May 17th. Paid for by Kelly Wells for Sheriff.
Whether or not you like winter, winter is upon us. There has never been a better time to convert to natural gas. Make this winter more comfortable and warm with a natural gas Lennox furnace from Reed's Plumbing and Heating in Soda Springs. The temperature outside doesn't matter. Keep your family cozy for years to come. For a new natural gas furnace, service on your existing furnace, or an in-home consultation, visit Reed's Plumbing and Heating today. 180 South 3rd East, next to the overpass. Reed's Plumbing and Heating. Natural gas worth asking for.
Hi, this is Terry Crews, actor, former football player, and father of 5. I'm also an expert on drama. There's the good kind that comes with having a house full of kids, and there's silly drama like the drama around my percolating pectorals. And then there's the drama you can skip.
Skip the drama that comes with not having your high school diploma or equivalency. Find free adult education classes near you and finish your diploma. Visit finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org.
And lead the drama to actors like me.
Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ed Council.
Agrium's mission is to help feed the world responsibly. A world of 7 billion people, growing to 9 billion by 2050. Agrium helps farmers meet this increasing demand by supplying the nutrients and products needed to grow healthy crops, which provides communities with food and income, leading to more investment in health, education, and infrastructure, while protecting the environment for future generations. Agrium, feeding the world responsibly.
MyLocalRadio.com is Southwest Wyoming and Northeast Utah's top website and the best source for local area news, weather, sports, and community events. And that's not all. MyLocalRadio.com features thousands of photographs of Wyoming and Utah high school events, from speech and drama competitions to local events, sports and activities, and much more. Check it out today and see what MyLocalRadio.com has for you. One stop and get everything on your list. Gas, groceries, fresh deli items, lottery tickets, and all your fish and game licenses. Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs is locally owned and open 7 days a week. You can check the daily lunch specials every Monday through Friday on the Patterson Quick Stop Facebook page. When you need it quick, get it at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs, 111 North Hooper. Go Cardinals!
Whether or not you like winter, winter is upon us. There has never been a better time to convert to natural gas. Make this winter more comfortable and warm with a natural gas Lennox furnace from Reed's Plumbing and Heating in Soda Springs. The temperature outside doesn't matter. Keep your family cozy for years to come. For a new natural gas furnace, service on your existing furnace, or an in-home consultation, visit Reed's Plumbing and Heating today. 180 South 3rd East, next to the overpass. Reed's Plumbing and Heating. Natural gas worth asking for.
Welcome back into our post-game show on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com as the Lady Cardinals fall in this game 8-7 to the Glens Ferry Lady Pilots as they hope to try and make a little bit of a comeback here in this tournament. They'll be playing McCall's JV on tomorrow afternoon. That'll be or tomorrow morning, I should say. That will be a start of a first pitch at, I believe, 8:45. We will actually be covering the baseball game tomorrow morning to make it so we cover 3 of each games here at this tournament, as the baseball game will be going at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning for the boys of Soda Springs. As far as our final wrap-up of this game, the Cardinals get 8 hits in the game, 3 errors, and those ended up being some costly errors for them as well, as falling by 1 run to Glens Ferry. Glens Ferry 8 runs on 6 hits and 1 error. The Cardinals ended up walking a combined 6 batters between Evans and Daniels. They did strike out 3 batters, and they hit 4 batters as well. Ended up giving up, as I said, the 6 hits in the 4 innings of work in today's game. On the offensive side for the Cardinals, they were led by Cheyenne Daniels, 2 for 2 with a pair of runs and 3 RBIs. Alicia Delaware had a strong game as well, went 1 for 2 with 3 RBIs. Anna Stewart did not have an official plate appearance but scored a pair of runs. Hallie Evans ended up going 2 for 2 with a pair of runs. Jessie Belknap 0 for 2 with a run. Sierra Woods 1 for 3. Whitney Lish 1 for 2 with a walk. And Allie Schwartz went 1 for 3 with an RBI. On the other side for Glens Ferry, Sterling ended up pitching 4 innings, gave up 7 runs on 8 hits, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, and hit 3 batters in the game. That wraps up our post-game wrap-up. We're going to take a break. Our sports update's coming up next, as we're going to have the baseball game coming up later on this afternoon at 4:30. We have time to take a chat with Alan Erickson, who is the high jump coach for the the pole vault coach for the Soda Springs Cardinals. We'll get his words next on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. This has been your post-game wrap-up, brought to you by the Soda Springs Galleria and Emporium, located next to the Idenhoff Theater, where they feature gourmet fudge and truffles, postcards of iconic sites in Caribou County, as well as luxurious homemade soaps and bath crystals, and customized artworks. That's the Soda Springs Galleria and Emporium in Soda Springs.
April showers bring May flowers. Join nature in renewing the beauty around us by sprucing up your home this month. Contact Terry at Sanders Furniture and Appliance and get a free estimate on adding new floor covering throughout your home. They also have floor covers, vacuum cleaners, carpet cleaners, free belts and bags, and offer free carpet shampoo.
Next to the Eidenhoff Theater in Soda Springs, Idaho, lies a lovely gift and art shop called Caribou Jack's
Maytag, Whirlpool,
Galleria.
GE, Crosley, Amana, KitchenAid, and Speed Queen Appliances. That's Sanders Furniture and Appliance in Soda Springs, located across from the Caribou County Courthouse.
So, I'm a dog, and I'm kind of new to this family, but I've noticed a trend. My humans do this thing where they go around and get all my toys and hide them in this basket, but it's always the same basket, and it's always the same place, and then they act so surprised when I find them, but I'm like, hello, that's where you put it last time. Humans are the worst at hide and go seek.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
Whether or not you like winter, winter is upon us. There has never been a better time to convert to natural gas. Make this winter more comfortable and warm with a natural gas Lennox furnace from Reed's Plumbing and Heating in Soda Springs. The temperature outside doesn't matter. Keep your family cozy for years to come. For a new natural gas furnace, service on your existing furnace, or an in-home consultation, visit Reed's Plumbing and Heating today. 180 South 3rd East, next to the overpass. Reed's Plumbing and Heating. Natural gas worth asking for.
A ranger station.
I'd like to report a bear hug.
Okay.
I put out my campfire and Smokey Bear hugged me.
So you drowned the fire, you stirred it, drowned it again, and felt that it was cold?
Uh-huh.
Yep, he's just letting you know you did good.
Bear hug from Smokey Bear. Status update.
I'm gonna let you go now. There are many ways to start a fire, but one sure way to put it out. Learn how you can do your part at SmokeyBear.com.
Sponsored by the U.S. Forest Service, Ad Council, and your state forester.
Caleb Berggraf here, joined with one of the assistant coaches for the Soda Springs track team, actually the pole vaulting coach for the track team, and Alan Erickson. And Alan, when you think about where the pole vaulting team is right now this year, what are your thoughts on the kids that you have and the people that you've lined up for it?
Well, we've got some new freshmen in here working on it, and pole vaulting is a very technical sport. Normally it takes a couple years for these kids to get up to speed with it, but we've got some girls that are, second year, and they're coming along. We're working on bending their poles, and that's always a scary thing when your pole starts bending. It kind of freaks you out a little bit, so we're working on that. Well, on the boys' side, we've got Hiram Brown, that was a 12-foot vaulter last year. We got him on a new pole this year. It's a big, heavy pole. It's going to take a while to get him accustomed to it. Hiram's a big kid, so it takes a little bit of work on that part, but Hiram should be a contender in district. Hopefully we'll have a couple more of our kids up to speed. Fortunately this year in district, there's only a couple of really good pole vaulters, a bunch of young ones, so we got 3 spots that go to state, and hopefully we can get a couple of them, so that's what we're shooting for. On our girls side, I was really pleased with a couple of our girl vaulters tonight. They were bending their pole, and it's always funny watching the girls. When the pole bends, they scream. But it's an exciting thing to see happen, to see these kids progress, and so we're working on that. We have a lot. We've probably got 12, 15 vaulters between girls and boys, and that's a lot. You're looking for runway time, and when you have that many kids, it's hard to get them all through, so we might have some late nights out here.
I know that you and I had been talking earlier before in one of our other interviews about not having necessarily a ton of kids that got interested in the pole vault. It wasn't necessarily one of those flashy, everybody knows about it type of events in high school track and field. Does it excite you as far as where the program is going to have multiple kids coming out for it and more than you're used to?
Oh, absolutely. You never know what diamond in the rough is out there. Like I said, pole vaulting is a very technical sport. I think it's probably one of the top 5 most difficult sports to master. Most high school kids, if they start as a freshman, it takes them until they're senior. Usually their junior year, they start trying to figure it out a little bit. But I'm excited about numbers because, like I said, you just don't know who is going to pick it up. I've had a few kids kids as freshmen, pick it right up there, but it's pretty rare to have that happen.
We'll wrap it up with one final question for you, Coach. And the expectations in the early meets, where do you expect to see the growth come from, and how high do you expect to see some of your more mature jumpers getting to by the time the middle of the season rolls around?
On the girls' side, I probably got the 8 foot to 9 foot mark that we're looking to reach this year. I have 2 juniors, couple sophomores, 2 or 3 freshmen. So I'm looking to get a couple of them up into that 8 foot to 9 foot level. That should get them to state if they can get there. On the boys' side, of course, Hiram, he was a 12-foot vaulter last year. We got him on this new pole. See if that'll work out for him. He should be... I think he has the potential to be a contender for a state podium, 1 through 6. I think he could be there. I've got a couple other kids I think we can get into the 11 to 12 foot range this year.
Coach, that's always good news to hear, and anytime that a small school can get a kid on the podium when it comes to pole vaulting is good news. So, Coach, we'll hope for some more good news. Thank you again for the time.
You're welcome.
That was Coach Alan Erickson from the Soda Springs track and field team. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, a look ahead's coming up next on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Next to the Idaho Theater in Soda Springs, Idaho, lies a lovely gift and art shop called Caribou Jack's Galleria and Emporium. It features local artists Wade Craven and Sandy Fugate, as well as other locally made items like homemade soaps and bath crystals by Julie Branson. And who can resist gourmet fudge and truffles by Jade Rainey? While you're there, put a gift basket together for a favorite someone that will put them over the moon. Top it off with a postcard featuring local iconic sites such as the Eastman Fire Truck and, of course, our famous geyser. All are produced by local photographer Kim Miller. That's me. That's Caribou Jack's Galleria and Emporium in Soda Springs, next to the Idaho Theater.
It's so pretty here.
Katie's away at college,
There's the library.
but she can still be close to her mom back home. Travis is working on a big report. High-speed internet puts a world of information at his fingertips. Silver Star Communications provides connections that help students learn and keep families close, even when they're miles apart. Get your family in touch and informed with high-speed internet from Silver Star Communications. Call today or visit silverstar.com.
There's an organization in southeast Idaho whose wildlife conservation efforts have been commended by the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, the Idaho Fish and Wildlife Foundation, and the North American Moose Foundation. Who is this organization? It's Monsanto. While Monsanto is honored by the recognition they receive, their ongoing dedication to the environment is its own reward for all of us. Monsanto. Imagine.
April showers bring May flowers. Join nature in renewing the beauty around us by sprucing up your home this month. Contact Terry at Sanders Furniture and Appliance and get a free estimate on adding new floor covering throughout your home. They also have floor covers, vacuum cleaners, carpet cleaners, free belts and bags, and offer free carpet shampoo. See the store for details. And while you're in there, be sure to check out the fabulous inventory and rebates on Maytag, Whirlpool, GE, Crosley, Amana, KitchenAid, and Speed Queen appliances. That's Sanders Furniture and Appliance in Soda Springs, located across from the Caribou County Courthouse.
Welcome back out to Glens Ferry, Idaho on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. The Soda Springs Lady Cardinals falling by a final score in this one of 8-7 on your Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. As far as our look ahead, it's all going to accumulate tonight, this afternoon, I should say, as it will be a 4:30 game time for the Soda Springs boys baseball team as they will be heading to take the field against the Nampa Christian Trojans. as they look to try and knock off the defending state champions for their second win of this tournament and their 7th win of the season, coming into this at 6-3 this season. We'll be on air at around 4:30 or so for that ball game, and we will be bringing you full coverage of that contest. And then tomorrow morning, we're going to be on air at 8:30 as the Soda Springs baseball team again turns to the field, and they'll be taking on the Prairie Pirates. That'll be also on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. Thank you again for tuning into the post-game show. The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of Old West Media Incorporated Brothers Broadcasting, no portion of which can be used or rebroadcast without express written consent of Old West Media Incorporated. Today's executive producer is Val Cook. We'd also like to thank the following folks from KBRV 800 The Bear in Soda Springs. That includes General Manager and Office Manager Kim Miller, Chief Photographer Warren Cook, and all of you listening in. Thanks to our fine sponsors as well. And until later this afternoon, in fact, actually, at 4 o'clock. Well, until then, let's go Cardinals. Let's go Caribou County.
Thank you for tuning in to this broadcast of Soda Springs Athletics on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. This broadcast has been brought to you by Monsanto, Reed's Plumbing and Heating, Sanders Furniture, Agrium, Feeding the World Responsibly, and by Silver Star Communications. Keep it tuned right here all season long for more exciting action as the Redbirds of Soda Springs take to the diamond on your home for Caribou County sports.